This is our third progress video for the UE-1 project. It's the end of April now. The weather has turned milder. The project is about 41% complete on construction. We're at the point where we're ready to have a big construction push through the summer of 2004.
We are moving the fractionator tag number 73C3 from NSL at Ruth Lake to the Syncrude Mildred Lake site for the UE-1 project for erection on the weekend.
We're going to go through a pre-job here, guys. We're going to work off of channel 3. Radios will be operational. Teamwork, hard hats as always, safety boots.
We have a safety orientation meeting and planning with all the folks involved. Premay's equipment is the carrier of the vessel, and all of their pilot cars and truck drivers and trailer operators are in the meeting. Everybody agrees to one common goal, which is the safe movement of this vessel from NSL or Ruth Lake to the job site. It was delivered to the Ruth Lake in March, and they dressed it out, insulated it, put the ladders and platforms on, and it is now ready to go into place. And we planned this for the last 5 weeks to get this move all set up to make it safe. And we coordinated with Alberta Transportation, the RCMP, Syncrude Public Relations, the UE-1 Construction Group, UE-1 Logistics Group. It is now 12 o'clock. We have the highway shut down from 12:01 a.m. on the 28th of November to 3:01 a.m. on the 28th of November. We don't expect the move to take that long, but we have to be on the safe side and do it safely. The RCMP are here, and they're going to provide road closure at both ends.
Okay, we've been asked by the Syncrude people to actually shut the highway down. So we will set up at a location just down the road here, and we will block all northbound traffic until they can get the vessel out onto the road.
The second tricky part is between the Syncrude main gate and the north gate on the curve right around the Mildred Lake. Real super elevation on the curve, and you got to take it real easy and level the trailer going around there.
Yeah, you're looking really good here on the driver's side. Lots on the bumper side. Lots on the driver's side there. Yeah, you got 8 feet on the swamper side there, Eddie.
Right now it is 2:10 and we are parked at the Syncrude job site. Everything went off without a hitch. The RCMP were very productive in controlling the traffic as well as pre-maze pilot cars. And with the whole team, the job was an excellent and safe move. And everything is on site as we planned it.
Almost all of our modules have been delivered and most of them are in place. Our pipe spools are all here, structural steel is all here, equipment is here. We have over 5,000 tradespeople here on site with the right mix of skills and capabilities and commitment. We're ready to move ahead to earn the progress that the project needs across this summer.
Behind me is plant 17-2, which is critical. It's one of our gas compression facilities. And to my right are plants 9-4 and 18-2 that make up the bulk of the grassroots facilities being built here on UE-1. Down in the base plant area, the 11s, the plants 11s, the plants 12s, the plants 16s, which some are new construction in the base plant area, and the others are going to be revamps of the existing plants down in the current operations. Amine treating facilities, sulfur plant facilities, and sulfur handling facilities make up a large portion of the revamp, as well as plant 18-1, which is a significant work effort for us to try to get accomplished by the end of 2005. It is the second hydrotreater, although it's existing. Plant 18-2 to my right is also a hydrotreater, but it is new plant facilities. And in 18-1, we have a significant amount of revamp work to complete down there in order to have 2 hydrotreating facilities to handle all of the throughput through the UE-1 project. Certainly folks are aware of the significant reorganization the project has undergone in terms of restructuring the lead team and the staffing for the project management. And also during that time we accomplished a significant milestone in the preservation of plant 9-4. 9-4 is the new hydrogen plant facilities here in the UE-1 project. And while the plant was notionally 85% complete prior to the end of 2003, we needed to take significant steps to preserve the equipment and maintain the facilities during the rugged winter months here in Fort McMurray. So therefore we had to maintain the equipment, the electrical, machinery, etc., so that we could get back to work on it now that the warm weather is here. There are over 900 modules to be set on the UE-1 project, a significant portion of them to be set in the SSB area. We've got a large number of those modules already in place and anticipate having all of the modules in place and fit up by the end of August of 2004. Most of the physical work that you see in terms of trying to get a visual on progress comes from the fact that the modules are so well fitted out before they come to site. A large majority of the work this summer is going to be pipe fitting, welding, structural steel fit out, module connections, and pulling cables for the electrical runs and the fiber optic runs for our process automation. One significant point is to recognize all the hard work by the team members here on the UE-1 project, particularly those folks working out in the field environment. During the hard winter months, we had ice, snow, high winds, cold temperatures to deal with, and yet still progressed the work significantly during those winter months. And also while we were undergoing the team transition to put in the new project management team, the folks in the field kept their nose to the grindstones and kept the work progressing. I'd like to take my hat off to them and congratulate them for a job well done.
We're gathered here, everyone, to celebrate, a success for the project. PCL, Syncrude, UE-1, Technip were all instrumental in what was done here the past few weeks as far as the pneumatic testing.
The folks that you see behind me are celebrating the recognition of a safe completion of a pneumatic test on the new hydrogen plant facilities here at UE-1. Once you get certain equipment in place, it becomes very difficult to do a hydro test, particularly with things that have refractory installed in them, which is a concrete lining. You don't want to get that wet. But I'd take my hat off to you. You guys pulled off 2 weekends in a row, incident-free, injury-free, and we got through both of those tests. So I just wanted to add my thanks and my applause to you for a great job. Thank you very much.
This is tank D100. This is a recent success story we've had here on the utilities and offsites portion of the UE-1 project. The tank schedule was accelerated by several months in order to save the base plant several $1 million. Our principal contractors out here, PCL, Comstock, and Kimco, all work very closely together to make this happen. Tank 101 is a sister tank to tank 100 here. We've got a similar schedule on it. It's due to be delivered the 1st of June. We've been working on it very similar fashion that we worked on the 100. Again, a very well-defined plan that RFO developed for us. Again, our contractors all worked together to work out the details to make sure that plan was successful. We're running a little ahead on that tank, so we will make our June 1st turnover date without any trouble, it looks like. So again, we're looking for another success out here in the tank farm, and then those crews that have been working here, we'll move them into the middle part of the units and help us with the racks in there. There's really 3 reasons for our success out here. The first reason was we put together a very good plan, put together with the help of the RFO group, defining what systems were needed. Our contractors put together a good plan with the manpower that was required to do the job. And then we worked at it very steadily every day to make sure that things were going well. The second part was our material suppliers. We had to get support from our fab yards down in Edmonton. Again, we kind of moved their schedule ahead on some modules, and they responded very well. Delivered the modules that we needed on time, and that worked out very well. They were delivered. Mammoth and PCL got those set right when they came in the gate, so again, that worked very well. The third part was our workforce. Our workforce was firmly committed to working incident and injury free. They had a sharp prize in focus, so to speak, and they came on out here and really delivered the job. The Alberta Trades, again, provided us with first-rate workmen. They came out, got the job done on time and done very well. Tank was turned over a few days early. It's commissioned and currently oil in it, and we're going from there.
This PPIT operation here, we have 170 plus people on day shift. We have 34 people on night shift. We're just about to disband the night shift because we've got to where we need to be. We've issued a lot of steel and pipe over the last 3 months. The sort of materials we've been issuing to the field at the moment are in the region of 3,000 pieces of steel per week and about 1,000 spools. As I've said earlier, the steel is going to tail off. The spools are going to remain at about 1,000 a week until the Christmas period. Should be remembered that on this project there's well over 60,000 spools and 45,000 tons of steel in the PPIT. We recognised as an organisation that 2004 was going to be a critical year for the project. And to that end, we did a whole review of our work procedures and the equipment we had in this yard, which resulted in a changing out of a lot of equipment, being to picker tractors and many other changes of trailer allocation and all things that we felt would assist this project.
For a knuckle boom, I like this type with a remote of operation. And I like the extra deck space you have versus the straight boom. It has a lot of lifting capacity. This one here happens to be 13 ton. Usually it's one guy operating it and with a rigging crew, at least 2 guys rigging the loads for you. One on the truck and one on the ground. For a P-pit, it's helped quite a bit because it's good for this here, and it's also good for hauling crates out of the warehouse where you have limited clearance on a stick. So I can take a structure which is more than 6 feet. That's usually the most you can go with a stick. So that way it's been a really big advantage.
We now have no backlog on piping or steel, and that is all credit to the staff and the union workers who have really stepped up to the plate and performed here for us in P-pit. Our deliveries are virtually finished now, and our main concentration now will be focused on issuing to support the site effort. Mostly we will be issuing pipe spools now. Steel, we're expecting 2-3 months more of issuing, but pipe spools will see us through till the end of this year. The type of union workers we have out here are iron workers, pipe fitters, teamsters, labourers, GFs. We feel confident that the team, as I said before, the unions have really stepped up to the plate and made this operation work. It's been excellent. The sort of challenges we've faced here in P-pit throughout the winter was about a foot of snow, which basically hid a lot of this material. Now the snow's gone, we don't envisage having any problems, and we think we can support the project for the rest of the duration.
P6 is a planning tool that was developed on the UE-1 project by KBR. It's based on a 3D model program.
We take the elements of information that a typical construction project produces, and we put them into the model and visually represent them, so that when a piece of pipe shows up in the material laydown yard, it changes colour in the model. When we install a piece of pipe or a piece of cable tray, it changes colour in the model, and so that shows us what stage of construction the plant is at. We also have the ability to progress through the model. That is, when somebody puts something in, they come over and interact with the model, and we can electronically report that. It's in development stage, and we've done a whole bunch of changes as we go, and trying to adapt it to what construction really needs, and it will undoubtedly change some more before we get the exact model that we want to end up with.
Normally these types of machines are kept in administration offices, etc. But on UE-1, the frontline supervision have an opportunity to learn how to use these models to develop pictures or plans. There's a number of different ways that they can be supported in their daily activities.
Well, I have the ability to turn on everything. And I can look at what it's going to look like when it's completed. I have the ability to turn off individual parts of this if I'd like. Let's try this. Like the walls. I can see inside all of the things, and I can turn them back on at will as well. It's also nice to be able to zoom in and be able to check out things. I can do a cutaway, if you will, for looking through partially through things. Having a cutaway of this is really an important aspect of it for the guys putting in equipment for other trades that may want a cutaway section of something that's very complicated, has a lot of piping, instrumentation, equipment, etc. And being able to have a nice cutaway of a complete rack where there's a lot of equipment or pipes coming through, and it's quite nice to be able to label them and show them the information that's on there, and be able to zoom through things and be able to label each individual piece so that there are no discrepancies, no confusion as to what part is what.
Very exciting to be involved with the process and to be rolling it out here on the UE-1 project. We've got about 300 people a week visit our different planning centres and make use of the model. We expect that to go up as the mechanical work gets into high gear here.
This is a very exciting day. After weeks of planning, we're ready to lift our frac tower, which is going to be the heaviest lift on this project. It's been an accumulation of many hours and many trades working together to come to this point. They're going to start lifting at any moment. It's going to take up to 8 hours to get this into its final position. Right now, they're lifting the tail and the front end to ascertain that everything is ready to go, and then the riggers will say, yes, we can lift, and they'll start the procedure. Communication is the biggest key, that everyone knows their job and exactly what they're doing. And the Boilermaker riggers are doing a fine job.
We use the 2250 as well as the 8800 to take it from the horizontal position up into its vertical position.
We have 5 riggers. There'll be the 2 crane operators and plus support staff from Sterling Crane that assists us.
We started some of the preparation in May. It was very challenging with all the trades and people working all on the vessel at the same time to keep it incident and injury free. Anybody that had anything to do with this should be very proud of themselves. Behind me we have the 8C3 fractionator weighing in at approximately 1,140,000 pounds. We have set it on this temporary frame where we're going to be disconnecting it from the tailing crane and swinging it with this 8800 crane over here of Sterling's, and it'll be going up within the structure. This lift went very successful. There was a lot of time put into it to get it at this stage. We had no injuries or lost times on it.
Keep it coming, Rob. Up on the load. Okay, Don, stop there. Swing to the right. Swing to the right. Swing to the right. Okay, Don, I'm going to get you to come down on the load here. Okay, Don, stop. Watching your block, Barry. Coming down on the load. Coming up on the load. Up on the load. Swing to your right. Swing to the right. Down on the load. Okay, stop.
It's important to Syncrude, it's important to the trades, it's important to the whole oil sands industry that we have a successful year and that we make this project a success. It's important that we do the work promptly, it's important that we do it efficiently. Most of all, it's important that we do it safely, that we all pay attention to the work that we're doing, use our tools correctly, plan our work correctly, and keep our minds focused on what we're doing.
tallest piece of equipment that PCL has erected on site to date. The work on this flare stack started a number of months ago when it came in 6 sections, which had to be welded together by the pipe fitter trade. The ladders were installed by our ironworker group. The cladding, insulation, painting, sandblasting, so it's probably taken upwards of 100 people involved between materials, shipping, handling throughout this time. And now we've came to the, I guess, the climax of the installation point, where we'll be using 2 very large cranes on site, the 4800 and a Centerbogan 5500. The stack weight is calculated at 109,000 pounds. The percentage of the capacity when it is in its vertical position will be in the neighborhood of 83%, and that will be verified after we actually do a physical lift.
Of course, we'll do this carefully. We've gone over the procedure with the fellows a number of times. The objective is to get this lift completed safely, and that's what we're going to do.
I'm just going through the list that we did yesterday with Clarence, so we make sure everything is in place. All the inspections are done and signed off according to the stack. It's been done.
It actually involves a number of people, upwards of 40 people, to make this lift happen, between operators, engineers, trades.
With the ironworkers and the pipe fitters. We have laborers manning the posts at the entrances. We have operating engineers here. There's a big team of fellows that are here to accomplish this job. It's a major lift.
Paul got a radio on him, so we will...
I have a good team of fellows together. The pipe fitters are ready to go on our lift, along with our crane operators from Mammut. And we have the ironworker team with us as well.
The lift, I think, is going to be an excellent success. We have some very well qualified personnel involved with it, and we've done some great jobs throughout the last year or so. These guys have performed in a very professional manner, and I expect them to do so today.
Stop there, Steve. Keep coming up on the load.
Well, anytime you lift a vessel or an object that is in this length, upwards of 360 feet tall, it takes very intricate coordination with both cranes, with the signal people, bringing it from a horizontal position into a full upright position. We also have to rely on the engineering, obviously, and the quality assurance that we've had during the time to ensure this equipment actually functions correctly and stays together while we lift it.
Okay, I think we can start taking up some of the load on your end. Up on the load, please.
No, you got to boom up.
We better boom up.
Some of the complications that are involved with this stack is we have guide wires that are fixed starting at the very top of the stack. There's 3 guide wires that are about 1 5/8" cable, obviously very heavy. They've been strung along the entire length of the stack, and once the stack is lifted to its final position and over the bolts, bolted down, then we'll start pulling the guide wires out from the bottom section to the dead man, which then we'll start plumbing the stack, making sure that it is in a perfectly upright position and that we have equal tension with all the guide assemblies. That function will be done with our ironworker group and help with the Rainbow Riggers and Liberty Tower folks that are out here for assistance and guidance in proper installation. Permanent guide wire situations, they are at different angles. So they're at 3 different angles on site here. There's, like I say, quite a number of wires on this thing, and each one will be tensioned proportionally to the angle that they are with the stack. The weather's cooperating very well right now. We've got about 7-mile-an-hour wind. We are constrained to 25 kilometers an hour in a normal critical lift, and that is hopefully where we'll stay, because the more the wind comes up, the harder it becomes to maintain control, and it also affects the capacities of the cranes.
coker, or D9 block as it's called, or bitumen conversion area, is currently about 30% complete overall. That's on field man hours to go. We have a real challenge here this summer. It's really to get us through the bulk of the equipment setting and piping. We should have our modules and major equipment in place by about the middle of July, and from there it's going to be pipe, pipe, pipe for the rest of the summer. Really critical that we make it back here this summer and get down to a point where we can get our high productivities with lower workforces through the winter. So real challenge for all the workforce. We currently have about 1,420 people in the area, and that should rise over the next 10 weeks till we hit about the 2,200 mark. So that'll be our anticipated peak workforce, and we should be holding that peak for probably about 8 months or into the early part of the new year. From there it'll be wind down, and we anticipate getting into the final electrical and E&I cleanup through the early part of 2005 and into our final pre-commissioning areas in around July of 2005. That should leave us in good stead for mechanical completion around the 1st of October, and which should lead our operations friends to an ability to put feed in before the end of the year, which would be a real confidence builder for the owners. So it's a huge challenge for our folks. Again, we've got a great work area, a great workforce here, and look forward to what we can do here this summer. It's critical we be successful, and should be able to do it.
We hope you've enjoyed this video that summarizes where the project is today and gives a glimpse into the work that everyone's accomplishing out here. This project is challenging, it's exciting, it's huge, and it's vital to Canada's energy future. We've got the team that can do it, a team that we can all be proud to be part of.